It's 1 o'clock in the morning right now, but for some reason I have like a ton of energy, so I thought I might as well utilize that and make this video. So today I'm going to be reviewing World of Warcraft Traveler by Greg Weisman. I was sent this book to give an honest review by Scholastic Canada, and I cannot thank them enough for sending me this book. Now, first things first, in this day and age, I'm sure you have either heard of World of Warcraft or have played it yourself. Now, if you have never played the game, then I have some good news for you, because you do not need to know any of the lore to go into this book. World of Warcraft has a very deep and intricate storyline, but you don't need to know any of that for this book, because this book is made basically from the ground up. There is no existing characters, there's no Arthas in this book. All the characters are fresh and the storyline is completely new. Though with that being said, if you have ever been a World of Warcraft player, I really feel like this book kind of harnesses the feeling of Azeroth. I feel like this book really calls back to like the original days of World of Warcraft, where it was all about adventure and exploration. I remember logging on with my best friend and just exploring the world of Azeroth and going on quests together. I remember in the game first getting my flying license and flying above the world of Azeroth and just seeing how big it was. And that's kind of what this book makes me feel. In this book, you're put into the shoes of a protagonist that hasn't seen that much of Azeroth. I still feel like this book doesn't really explore a whole lot of the world. Before I get ahead of myself, let's just talk about the story. So, we get the point of view of Aramar Thorne and Mikasa Flintwood. For the most part, we get the view of Aramar Thorne, but occasionally it gets Mikasa's view as well. Actually, now that I think about it, the book kind of switches perspectives between all the characters, but for the most part, you are sticking with Aramar. Aramar is a young boy who has daddy issues. His dad abandoned him at a young age, and only now, for some reason, he is coming to make a relationship with his son. And that's what makes Aramar kind of be a bit off-put and kind of not be so trustworthy towards his father at the beginning of this book. And I mean, he has reason for that, because his dad basically abandoned him and his mom as he was a young boy to go live with his crew on a pirate ship. But through a course of events, Aramar now has to travel with his father on this pirate ship. This is where we meet the second mate, Mikasa Flintwill, and she is kind of that classic silent and serious type character. Occasionally, you kind of see a bit of warmth come through. Now, Aramar is an artist, and he always has his sketchbook with him. When he's going on his journeys on this boat, he is constantly sketching down things and characters that he sees, and this book actually includes a lot of those illustrations. Actually, I think I would say, and this might be a bit nitpicky, but I think the cover doesn't really represent the artwork that is in this book. I feel like the artwork in the book is a lot more detailed and interesting. But anyway, that's besides the point. So let's get back to the daddy issues. So Aramar's father is constantly checking his compass, and his compass is like always pointing in a certain direction, so it's not a functioning compass. It actually reminds me a lot of Captain Jack Sparrow's compass. But yeah, we don't really figure out too much about this compass. Even by the end of the book, we are still a little bit confused. It really makes you want to read on and read the second book that is not out at this moment. Through multiple events that I don't want to spoil, Aramar and Mikasa find themselves having to survive out in the wild, and Aramar is in possession of this compass, and there is a group of people that are after him trying to get this compass for some reason. And that's basically the gist of the plot. I'm not really going to go into too much detail. Actually, to be honest, this is kind of like all you know throughout the whole book. Even by the end, this is kind of just the whole book, is that he's being chased because he has this compass. What I would say that really makes and breaks this book is its characters. I feel like this book does a very good job at capturing all the different characteristics of the different races in Azeroth. The bad guys, for instance, there is a ogre, there is a troll, and the trolls speak like Jamaican. Then there is Valdred, who is a undead. He's always like reattaching his limbs and pulling daggers out of him. He's a funny guy. And as the story goes on, we meet a lot of different characters. Aramar ends up befriending a Murloc, and that's also one of my favorite characters. The Murloc is awesome. Then there's also a Night Elf. And the reason I say that the characters kind of make and break the book is because even though I found that I ended up caring for them by the end of the book, it kind of took a while because they are very cliché. Now, of course, this is a middle grade book, so I'm going to take it easy because there's a lot of cliches in middle grade. So next, I just wanted to talk about the world in this book. I feel like the author does a very good job at doing the world building. He goes at a very good pace. It's not too overwhelming. However, having played the game myself, I feel like I would have liked more exploration of the world. I would have liked to visit a lot of different places. We do get like different references and stuff, but Aramar doesn't really travel that far. So perhaps if you're a parent and you're wondering if this is a good book for your child to read, I would say that there is fighting in this book. There really isn't that much killing, though. I think this book really restrains from the death part. It's mostly just fighting. Actually, that is the main moral to the story, is that you can get through things in a non-violent way. So yeah, it's definitely not anything that is going to traumatize your kid. I think it is a pretty decent and fun middle grade book. So yeah, once again, if you are a World of Warcraft player, I do think you're going to enjoy this book. It is not the best World of Warcraft book by any means. There's a lot of better ones out there that go into far more detail. This is kind of just a little small adventure that's fun. So if that's what you're up for, then I would definitely recommend this book. So that's about it for this review. I'll leave a link to my written review, which I have confidence that I'll have written by the time I have edited this video. I'll leave a link to that down below. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot to me if you liked and subscribed, and I will see you guys next time. Hopefully, the second book for this will come out soon, because I know I am definitely going to review that.